Now, as you see Tommy and you see some of these positions, he does a couple things extremely well with that shoulder to shoulder, and it starts with his setup position. Now, I'm gonna skip all the good things he said in the video that I want you to watch on course management, him aiming at the middle of the greens, his expectations, how he figures out his yardages, all that's really important. But his setup position, where it starts. Here's what I see all the time with amateur golfers. Hands too far back, and there's two lines between the arm and the shaft. And also I see really the arm being too bent. I'd say it's all three go together. Arms too bent, hands too far back, shaft is too straight vertical. What I see in the best ball strikers, what you see so good in the Tommy picture, is you could draw a straight line from his left shoulder to the club head, and it goes right down his left arm and shaft and makes a straight line. So his left arm is straight, his hands are in line with his left thigh, and there's a line from his arm all the way down the club. Hey guys, Eric here out at the Don Law Golf Academy at beautiful Osprey Point Golf Club in Boca Raton, Florida. Now in today's video, we're gonna talk about Tommy Fleetwood, why he's one of the greatest iron strikers in the game today, maybe ever, and really the top tips that we can share with you to improve your iron game. Now, before we dive into that, two quick things. Number one, I am going to be continuing doing in-person coaching here in Boca Raton during the winter. There'll be a link to Acuity Scheduling. You'll see that's the coaching schedule down in the description below. If you can't make it for in-person coaching, would love to work with you through CogornoGolf.com. That's our online golf school where we can work together wherever you are in the world. You can send me in your swings. We build you a customized practice plan. Get access to all of our practice plan, all of our master classes, our huge community of golfers like us. It's really the best thing you can do. Take your game to the next level. Would love to see you at CogornoGolf.com. That'll also be in the link down below. So Tommy Fleetwood's tips for being a great iron striker, really Eric Cogorno's tips based on what Tommy Fleetwood does that I think can help you out. Now there's two areas that I want to focus on mainly here today to start with, and that's one piece during the setup that Tommy does so well that I see so many amateur golfers struggle with, and it's something that I mention and our coaches mention on CogornoGolf.com all the time in our online lessons at the setup position. It's minor, but it makes a major impact. I want to talk about that. And then the second thing I want to talk about is really how he controls his swing at the top of his backswing and into his follow through. This is really designed to be a setup and follow through video, but there's some little bonuses we'll put in the backswing as well. So if you guys haven't seen it yet, and sort of what motivated this video is I saw Me and My Golf. They have a great series with TaylorMade where they do some videos with pros. They did one with Tommy Fleetwood and it was full of awesome nuggets. It wasn't swing stuff, but it was course management, his thought process, how he hit shots. It was really, really good, and I highly suggest you guys go watch that at Me and My Golf's channel. Awesome insights. Tommy's a great guy. He's really down to earth for one of the best golfers in the world. We can learn a lot from that. But I want to talk about his swing stuff, right? His mechanics. What's the one thing you always think about when you think Tommy Fleetwood and his irons? Inevitably, what we should kind of all think about is that beautiful, held off, sort of three-quarter follow-through position. And that's one thing he does so well. And the overall message here that we preach all the time, that Tommy does, when you're hitting your irons and you go play on the golf course, and what he talked about in the video, you have to have a full swing. Certainly, like I've got my 7-iron, let's say that I hit 175 yards. But I need to have backup shots, a shot that goes 170, 5 yards off, a shot that goes 165, 10 yards off. I've got to have these different shots. And what I teach people all the time, and what I suggest you do to start with, is have a three-quarter iron go-to shot. So for me, let's say my 7-iron full swing goes 175. So let's just do a full swing one. So my full swing 7-iron goes 175. Let's say that was a 175-yard shot. I want to have a three-quarter shot. Well, we would do a shoulder-to-shoulder swing that'll take about 10 yards off. So if I had 165, I want a controlled three-quarter iron shot. And so how we start to do that, to learn that, is how far our hands go. And what Tommy mentioned, he did the same thing that we did in our irons and short iron videos. Getting your hands back to about shoulder height, so even with my right shoulder, and through to my left shoulder would be part one of this that I want you to learn. And that should be roughly one club off at normal tempo. So full swing was 175, shoulder to shoulder should be 165. So that would be about my 165. Now, as you see Tommy and you see some of these positions, he does a couple things extremely well with that shoulder to shoulder, and it starts with his setup position. Now I'm gonna skip all the good things he said in the video that I want you to watch on course management, him aiming at the middle of the greens, his expectations, how he figures out his yardages, all that's really important. But his setup position, where it starts. Here's what I see all the time with amateur golfers. Hands too far back, and there's two lines between the arm and the shaft. And also I see really the arm being too bent. I'd say it's all three go together. Arms too bent, hands too far back, shaft is too straight vertical. What I see in the best ball strikers, what you see so good in the Tommy picture, is you could draw a straight line from his left shoulder to the club head, and it goes right down his left arm and shaft and makes a straight line. So his left arm is straight, his hands are in line with his left thigh, and there's a line from his arm all the way down the club. Now that's presetting the shaft lean that I want at impact. It'll be a little more forward than that, but it's presetting the impact alignments. It's presetting the arm being straight and the shaft being slightly to the right or behind where my left arm is. It's like impact fundamental number one. And so what I really want you to start with is just presetting that. Get the hands inside the left thigh. The arm is straight, right? It can be pretty close to lock straight, and the arm and shaft are in one line. And the first thing I want you to do is start to take some swings and be able to maintain those alignments. Hands forward, left arm and shaft in one line, and just start to hit up one or two little punch shots where you feel as though you're able to maintain that arm straight, hands forward, shaft slightly in front of the, or arm in front of the shaft the whole time. That would be priority number one. Normal setup, and I would record yourself, because for some of you it's gonna feel goofy. Arm straight, hands inside left thigh, shaft and arm are in one straight line. And just for me, starting to hit some shots right from there. Now, the follow-through position is really the noted thing, right? You can see he holds that sawed-off follow-through. But really, the whole three-quarter iron shot is really good. There's a couple key fundamental pieces you'll notice he does well. I kind of break it down into body turn and arm width. So during the backswing, he still makes a full 90-degree turn. The arms are straight-ish, pushed far enough away from the shoulder. You can see how far his hands are with the air there away from his shoulder. By the time he gets into his follow-through, the hands are pushed away from the left shoulder or the right shoulder, and his body again is fully turned. So the backswing part of building this to start with, got the hand forward, the arm straight, full turn back, arms pretty straight, pushed away from my shoulder, about shoulder height. That would be my backswing version. So I'm still getting a turn, but like my arms are pushed away from my shoulder and only shoulder height on the way back. So let's get the hands forward, arms straight, still a full turn, arms extended away from my shoulder. That would be the first piece of the puzzle that I want to build in. And I start with those, right, because you can do some of these things right, but if you don't get the arm straight at setup piece, you might not see the good shots. The follow through, which is the main point of this video, but if you don't get the backswing piece right, that doesn't matter as much either. So let's just make sure you get a full 90-degree turn. The arms feel pretty straight, pushed away. Of course, there'll be a little bend in the right arm, and pushed away from my shoulder. About shoulder height here. This is like your three-quarter backup shot. Full turn, arms pushed away, make sure I get my setup pieces good. Yeah, that's my three-quarter iron shot. Now, basically I want to mirror on the way through or match what I did on the way back, which is full turn and arms pushed away. So on the way back, I turn back, pushed away from my right shoulder. On the way through, I turn through, pushed away from my left shoulder. So I'm still feeling my arms are straight. Of course, my left arm will bend on the way through, just like my right arm bent some on the way back, but I'm feeling them straight here, pushed away from my left shoulder, not collapsed. And really here on the follow through, I want to key in on being fully turned. That means when I get into my follow through with my hands up by my left shoulder, my hips are fully turned towards the target and my shoulders are fully turned towards the target, at least 90, maybe even past it. So I feel as though when I'm hitting this shot, arms straight, hands forward, I got my setup locked in, turn, push the arms away, turn, push the arms away. And what I really want you to feel is like you're going from the backswing to the follow through. So when I'm swinging this, I feel is here, right to here. And then I'm holding that finish, like I'm locked into that finish for 3 seconds. You watch Tommy hitting some shots, man, there's no lazy you know, motion here like that. Not that some good ball strikers didn't do that, but I want you to lock in both these sides. So set up, left arm straight, hands forward, club and shaft in one line. Arms straight, pushed away from my shoulder, turn. Arms straight, pushed away from my shoulder. I'm gonna go right from the backswing into the follow through. Hands forward, left arm straight with the shaft. And I feel like I go right to that spot and hold that finish position. And this is the shot that I want you to hit as a backup. Now, when do you hit a backup shot, right? Or what's the scenario for this, or what are you doing? Well, most often if you're doing this, especially if you get anything above a 9-iron, you should be hitting these to the middle of the greens. Middle of the greens, middle of the greens, middle of the greens. Tommy talked in the video about hitting middle of the greens with a 5-iron. He's elite player. We should be looking at hitting middle of the greens from like 9-iron up, right? Especially if you're not breaking 80 on a regular basis, you got 9-iron or up, hit this shot with the middle of the green. Take one more club than normal, feel these things, hold each spot, hold the finish, and aim for the ball to land in the middle. Now that means aim for the ball to land in the middle. So if you hit a 10-yard fade, does that mean I'm saying aim to the middle of the green? No, I'm saying aim so the ball lands in the middle. So if your ball fades 10 yards, you would aim 10 yards left of the middle, no matter where the pin is. We're with me on that? Okay. So one more time, arms straightened forward, arms pushed away from the right shoulder, shoulder high with a full turn, arms pushed away from the left shoulder, shoulder high with a full turn. That's the 3/4 Tommy Fleetwood iron shot. Let's go ahead and do it. So set up. Yeah, and that's a shot that you should feel. I mean, that's as good as I can hit it. That's a shot that you should feel like you can hit towards the middle of the green the whole time. And what I would do is I would build that in with every club: sand wedge, gap wedge, pitching wedge, 9, 8, 7. So you've got your full swing distance and you've got a 3/4 shot. Once you get that in, you can get a little more detailed. Make sure you watch that video from me and my golf. Leave a comment down below if you guys have any questions or thoughts about this video. Would love to hear what you think. Hey guys, thanks for watching today's video. If you liked the video, would love if you could click that little gray thumbs up like button down there. That goes a long way for us. We'd really appreciate that. Click the subscribe if you haven't. Leave a comment down below. What do you think about the video? More like this? What are topics you'd love us to cover? Put that down below. We'd love to talk in the comments section. If you enjoyed this video, we're going to put a similar YouTube video here up on the screen. You could click that to watch. We'll also put the logo to CogornoGolf.com. You could click that. That'll take you right there. Hope you enjoyed the video.